know we are going to be blessed. He's the founder of Victory Faith Chapel in Florida. In Florida, man of God, thank you so much for coming up to bless us. We are grateful. Man of God, please, the price we pay for greatness, any way that you want to take it to be a blessing to us, please talk to us.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much, man of God, Pastor Kaiser, for inviting me once again to be a blessing to the wonderful people on this platform. And I can see most of our people from Florida on here. God bless all of you for joining. And thank you so much, man of God, for the great work you are doing, impacting knowledge and wisdom to all and sundry. I believe that this topic of greatness is very, very crucial. I've heard people say some are born great and some are made great. In any case, the goal is to become great. Now, someone can be very rich and not great. Someone can be very influential and not great. Someone can be very wealthy, prosperous, and not great. So what then is greatness? I believe, as my brother was speaking, he said, greatness is very huge. It's big. To be great is not just one day. You know, we know you are great after you are dead and gone. There are people that have been dead for 50 years now, and we still mention their name. That is greatness. You get it? On earth, the way God defines greatness is very different from the way man defines greatness. Normally, when we see someone have a lot of assets, a lot of wealth, we say the person is great. The person is wealthy. Now, someone can be wealthy and great at the same time. Someone can be very influential and great at the same time. Someone can also be wealthy and not be great. Someone could have a lot of following and not be great. Someone could not have material wealth and be a very great person. I believe greatness is the lasting impact you make on the life of individuals, communities, and nations. Somebody like Mandela, Nelson Mandela, when he was put in prison and the time came for him to be released, he refused to be released. And he said, until his release contribute to the freedom of the country, he was still staying in prison. And so when they released him and South Africa gained independence, you realize everybody during the death of Nelson Mandela, there is no president in this world who didn't want to be there. That is greatness. That's a great man who is dead. You get it? The president of the United States was there. Everybody, like all those that matter, were at his funeral. Wow. But I don't think he was the richest president. He was not the richest president. It is his achievement, what he did that brought freedom to a nation. We mentioned people like Dr. Kwame Nkrumah from my country, Ghana. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, I don't know if I'm wrong. Did he have a house? He didn't even have a house.
No, it was, I think, later on that we got to know that is speculated that there's some house, one or two houses
Some
that
old house.
yes.
But you see, when we talk about the wealth that presidents of different nations have accumulated, Kwame Nkrumah did not have personal material possession, but we can attribute most of his achievement when we talk about the Temamoto Way, when we talk about the factories that he built, things that he did that made impact in the nation. Everybody is talking about. He is dead and gone, but we're still mentioning his name. Even when he gained independence, we know that Ghana is the first country in Africa to gain independence. And he made a statement that the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it leads to the total liberation of Africa.
Mm.
The independence of Ghana is meaningless unless there is a selfless person, unless this independence leads. So he had a vision to liberate Africa and make Africa like the United States of America.
That's
He
right.
wanted to make the United States of Africa. His influence was not to amass things for himself or to gain fame and popularity. His influence was to cause a dramatic change in the country and in the continent. So when we talk about greatness, it is not so much about what one acquires for himself, it's the impact one makes in the nation, the community, and in the lives of other people.
Mm. Wow.
So having a lot of businesses, someone can have a lot of businesses because of his business acumen and make a lot of wealth. Now he has achieved a lot. He's wealthy, he's prosperous, but might not be a great person because the wealth did not translate into the transformation of the community or the nation he lives in.
Mm.
It just helped him and the immediate people around him. And so today we're going to look at how one can achieve this greatness.
Okay.
You don't pray your way into greatness, you work your way into greatness.
You don't pray your way into greatness, you work your way into greatness.
Prayer can contribute to you working your way. There's as a pastor, definitely I would love to use the scriptures. Luke chapter 12, verse 49 to 50. We saw a woman coming to Jesus and say to Jesus, I pray thee. I pray thee. She was praying, when you die, let two of my sons, one sit on your right and the other sit on your left.
Hmm.
I pray, and that is a position of greatness, to sit at the right side, right and the left hand side of the Messiah in his glorious kingdom. That is a serious position. And he said, I pray for this kind of greatness. And Jesus said, you know what you have asked? We don't pray into such greatness. Are your sons able to drink of the cup that I drink? That means that are they able to make the sacrifices that will qualify them into such positions? That is why I say that we don't pray into greatness. We work and we sacrifice into greatness. Nobody have achieved greatness and did not pay the price of sacrifice.
Hmm.
It is not easy to climb. If you are on top of the mountain and you want to fall, what do? You just leave yourself, boom, and you fall.
You just go down.
Falling does not take any effort. So that is why when people rise, don't pull them down. Don't pull people down. People that have risen, what it takes to climb to the top is not easy. You try to climb, the effort you put in to climb to the top is not easy. But it's so easy. One push, boom, you
You go
fall.
down.
You go down. So it takes a lot of pain, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of rejection, a lot of confusion. You have to go through all the emotional, every emotions that makes life uncomfortable. You have to go through it if you want to be great. The enemy of greatness is the comfort zone.
The enemy of greatness is the comfort zone. That need to be pinned down. Seriously. Okay.
The enemy of greatness is the comfort zone. Many have stayed in the comfort zone, so they have not been able to move to their destiny zones.
Hmm.
Many have stayed in their comfort zones that they are not able to. If you don't stretch yourself, forget about greatness.
Wow.
If you are not feeling any pain in life, then you are not on the road, you are not on the highway of greatness.
Hmm.
If you are living life and you are not feeling any pain, you are not going through nothing, you are on a different highway, not a highway of greatness. It is said that the height that great men reached was not attained by sudden flight, but whilst their companions slept, they toiled day and night. Toiling, toiling. Toiling comes with pain. Toiling comes with labor. Toiling comes with stretching. And it's not one day toil. It's not 2 days toil or 1 month toil. It's like day and night. Anyone who stretches does not remain the same.
Okay.
When you stretch, you never return to your original size. Keep stretching, my people. Keep stretching. You don't pray into greatness, you pay into greatness.
You don't pray into greatness, you pay into
You
greatness.
pay. What if you are willing to pay the price, you can have what you are paying the price for. If I go to the Mercedes-Benz or the Lamborghini or the Ferrari garage, and I have about $1 million in my hands, cash, and I tell them I want a Ferrari, and they tell me that it's $800,000. Now, would they look at my height, my size, the color of my skin to determine whether I can buy it or not? No. Once I'm able to pay the price, they will release the Ferrari for me. Once I pay the price, they will release. I can go there and tell them my credentials, they will not release it.
That's right.
Tell them who I'm connected to, my connection with it. They will not release it. We don't pray. We don't ask into greatness. We pay into greatness. If I'm able to pay the price, it doesn't matter what it is. If I pay the price for it, it will be delivered unto me.
That's right.
Are you willing to pay the price for greatness? I remember when I started the church in Florida, I like excellence. I like good things. I like nice, beautiful things. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't want a storefront church. No. If I do that, that's the mindset. We might remain there. So when we were about 4 to 8 congregation, went to rent this beautiful church. It was a white church, and the rent was $2,000 a month. Meanwhile, our offering was not even up to $100.
Wow.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to lobby to see if these people can reduce the price. So when I went, I started saying nice things about the pastor. Oh, wow, this is a very beautiful church. You are such a wonderful man. And, actually, it was the woman of God, but I think her husband was the one we were dealing with. It's a beautiful place. We really love it, and thank you for the great work you guys are doing. And I read a little research about them, and I realized they do a lot of they go to Ghana to they have some orphanages they are supporting and all that and stuff. So I started bringing all those things up, to let them know that I know the good work they are doing. So when they told us about the price, 2,000, and I'm like, we are just a young church. We are now growing. We are not even up to 20 people. We are 8 people now for now. And so if you can really reduce trying to tap into his emotions so that he can have compassion on us and reduce the price. That man taught me a big lesson. He looked at me and he said, we do business with our mind and ministry with our heart.
Pause it right there. Man of God, pause it. We do business with our mind,
and ministry with our heart.
With our hearts.
He said if we were doing alms giving, we were giving alms, and this would have been the right place to. But we are doing business. You came to rent. You came to rent the place, and this is the price. If you don't have the money, go look for what your level can afford.
Okay.
The fact that you love J-Wagon, does not mean go to the Mercedes shop and tell them, oh, I'm a lover of J-Wagon, please. But all I have is $20,000. All I have is 20. They'll say that if you have $20,000, go to Toyota or Mitsubishi shop and stuff and go buy.
That's right.
When you are ready, when you have the money to pay, then come here. That is how destiny is. That's how life is. What you are willing to pay the price for is what you have. Life will never give you more than the price you have paid. Oh, Jesus.
My God.
I think you should write this down. Life will never give you more than the price you have paid.
Life will never give more than the price you have paid.
And this, most of us, you see, the kind of family we come from and the kind of environment we come from, the price you should pay for your freedom is greater. That's why you shouldn't compare yourself to anybody. Because the price someone must pay for greatness might be different from yours. Because you know why? The person is coming from a family where their family have paid so much price. So they have a little price to pay for their greatness. But you, the family you come from, nobody have paid it. You are going to start paying the thing fresh. So your price is high.
Your price is very high.
Very high. And you have to know what you must pay.
That's right.
Now, let me write this down. You know, the Bible said that anyone that is planning to build a tower must first count the cost. If you want to build a house, you first count the cost. When you want to rich in life, count the cost. What price? If you want to live in a particular neighborhood, you know that there's only 1 million, there's $1 million houses here. If you want to live in that neighborhood, then pay the price in business and make money for that level of neighborhood. You cannot just like something and want something and have it. And I realized that even in life, for you to even get close to great people, it depends on your value. Value attracts value. The investment you have made in yourself, even if it is not materializing or manifesting yet, but you have paid price to develop yourself. When great people see you, they feel that the drawing, they draw close to you, and they bring you to their level because you have paid the price. Nobody saw, but life and destiny have seen it. You have to just invest in yourself.
That's true.
Count the cost for where you are going. Now, life is a race, and every participant must have these two legs to run this race. Life is a race, and every participant needs two legs to participate in this race. Number one, capacity. The first leg you need is capacity. The second leg is character. Capacity and character is what you need to run the race of greatness.
That's true.
Let it sink a little bit. Capacity and character is what you need to run the race of greatness. Two legs. Imagine someone with only one leg. How fast can this person walk? Everyone, God gave everybody two legs. Now, in the race for greatness, you can never run that race if you don't have these two legs. Capacity and what? Character. Can someone read Exodus 18, verse 20 to 21 for me?
Exodus 18.
Yes.
From 20?
21.
Okay. What version do you want? Is
Any
NIV?
version, King James. King James is okay.
Okay. So let's do King James. Okay. So it says, Said Exodus 18 or Exodus 19?
18, please.
Okay, Exodus 18 from verse 20. Okay, my guys should even put it in the chat even right now. It says, and you shall teach them the statutes and the laws, and show them the way in which they must walk, and the work they must do. That's the verse 20. Shall I continue? 21.
Yeah.
Moreover, you shall select from all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and
That means
rulers
that
of tens.
these are leaders. These are
Yeah.
people that are qualified. They know the way, and they know what to do. Now, this scripture will make it more clear. Psalm 78:72.
So 78,
72.
72. Okay, so that's basically the last line in
Yes.
that particular. It says, so he shepherded them according to the integrity of his heart and guided them by the skillfulness of his hands.
Of his hands.
Yeah.
He shepherded them according to the integrity, that is character, and guided them what? By the skillfulness, that is what? His capacity, what he can do.
That's right.
So you see that David did not succeed or did not become great by just playing the harp. He was skillful in what he was doing, and he has the character to maintain his greatness. Christians have become very lazy because of the charismatic messages we have been preaching. As if when you become a Christian, you don't need to go through anything.
Come on.
Oh, Christ have died for us. He has paid all the price. You don't have to suffer. If you are suffering, it's witchcraft and this, that, and all that. So we are missing vital virtues that birth greatness. What did the Bible say? It said, looking unto Jesus, the author and the perfecter of our faith. Who for the joy that was set before him endured. There is an endurance. That is why one of the fruit of the Spirit is what?
Endurance. Yeah.
Endurance. Then it will not be there. Endure the cross. There is a cross you must carry to be great. Christians are so lazy, and we love giving excuses so much that sometimes one of the things my church members will let you know, I hate excuses. Like, at least show that you want to do it and something. But once I hear excuses are signs and proof of uncommitment. I don't care whatever the excuse is. Excuses are proof of uncommitment and undedication.
Come on.
So when people keep giving excuses about something, that means they are not committed to it. At least help your life. Stop giving excuses for not doing what you are supposed to do for your life. Oh, if my father has been there, my father is the reason why I'm here, my mom is the reason why I'm here, all my siblings have rejected me. No. Nobody's responsible for your life. You are responsible for your life. Pay the price you need to pay to get to where you want. Stop blaming people for them not doing what, they are not nice to me. No, nobody. Anyone who does anything for you, it's a privilege. Nobody is entitled to do anything for you. You have to pay the price to learn the skill needed for what you want to achieve. And you have to build the character for where you are going.
Build a character for where you are going.
Capacity is the principle, and character is the sustainer.
Okay.
If you want to rise, you have to build capacity. Like those who run, how do you call it?
100 meter race.
I have 100 meters. You don't need that much capacity. But when you are going for a marathon.
Okay, those do like the 400s, the
marathon.
yeah, the whole marathon. Yeah,
you need capacity. You see, when they start the marathon, people are running fast. After a few minutes, you realize you will know those who have capacity from those who don't have capacity based on longevity.
that's right.
How long they stay in the race will determine who have capacity and who don't have capacity. It's not how we start. The Bible said that the better is the end of a thing than the beginning. I love sport. I like watching, especially track. And when I watch them, when they start about, let's say 50 to 100 people starting like a marathon. When they start, everyone have the energy and somebody run very fast. But after a while, you realize that those who have gone ahead are just now slowing down. And those who have capacity and were building momentum, they know the character to sustain themselves on the track. They understand the rules of engagement. So they don't start with speed like everyone. They build, they are steady. They build, they are steady. They build. And you realize that as time goes on, they are increasing their pace. As time goes on, whilst others are declining, they are now increasing their pace. These are people with capacity. You need capacity to stay in marriage.
That's true.
You need capacity to stay in business. You need capacity to stay in ministry. You need capacity to stay at the top. Actually, capacity and character to stay at the top. Like when you look at marriage, for example, nobody marries their enemies.
No, not at all.
Everyone who is doing a wedding is in love. They are in love. They thought through it and they decided we are going to the altar. I love this person. I don't think they had in mind to divorce or to leave. But along the way, you realize that you don't have capacities for the character of this person. You don't have capacity because the truth is, the reason why you are leaving your wife or your husband, someone have gone through worse and is still in it. The same reason.
That's
the
right.
difference is capacity.
That's right.
Whatever reason that a man or a woman doesn't want to stay in marriage, whatever the reason is, oh, you don't know someone is going through the same thing and even worse than that, and is still in it, working it. Why is the person able? It's a capacity matter. So I listened to a man of God who lost his marriage, right? And I think we all know him, a very great man of God. And he said that when I married, I was very young and I had a young heart. And when reality set in, I realized that I don't have the capacity for it. Couldn't handle what was going on.
Yeah, capacity is huge.
Capacity is huge. I couldn't handle because I had not built capacity for marriage before I entered into marriage. You get it? So the mental capacity, the emotional capacity, the spiritual capacity, I have not built it. So now when I went, I thought marriage was fun. You know, people are posting nice stuff on Instagram. I want to also have it. The wedding, I want to look cute and do my hair and do all that. But when you get into it, you realize that the man has a certain character.
You want to look good for one day.
And you are going to stay with that attitude for the rest of your life. You realize that this woman to have a certain behavior and attitude that when you were dating her, her beauty covered it. So you didn't really see it. But now you are facing reality. This person's behavior, you realize I can't take it. So one of the ways I know I can't take this anymore. Have you heard that? No, I can't take it anymore. Yeah. It's a capacity issue. It's not the problem is not the problem. The problem is with your capacity.
That is very true, man.
Yeah. So you should know your capacity, counting the cost. What have you built capacity for, and what are you able to handle? So if you have this understanding, you start now building. And sometimes some of the situations just build your capacity. So most of the things you are going through in life, most of the troubles you are going through in life now, that you are praying, God, take this away. God is saying you need it to build your capacity for, I'm taking you. But what you are praying for deliverance from is the training that is building capacity for where God is taking you. You are praying to be out. God is building capacity for your greatness. But you say that I'm going through too much. I'm going through too much. This is too much. People are rejecting me. I can't take the insult. People are looking down on me. You need that to build capacity.
That's right.
And it's not about the people and those who are offending you. It's about your capacity God is interested in. If you cannot handle 3 people, can you handle 300 people? If you're a pastor and you are doing ministry and you cannot handle the behavior of 50 congregation members who are ungrateful, who are showing and say, you know, I can't take this anymore. You want a mega church? You are not ready. It will kill you. So sometimes God will bring you stubborn church members just to build your capacity for the mega church.
Oh my God. Stubborn church members. Man. Huh.
And God intentionally made them stubborn. And it is for you
To build capacity.
to build capacity for a mega church. And if you are able to handle them, still love the people that disrespect you, still feed the sheep that are ungrateful to you, still pray for the people that are gossiping about you, and you are aware. Jesus was aware Judas was going to betray him, and he still washed his feet. So, like, you see, all these things God is watching. God was watching David in the wilderness. The hatred he was going through in his own house, how his brothers hated him, how his own father despised him and threw him into the wilderness. And David was still faithful in the wilderness, was able to contain the behavior of his own family members, and was not bitter, was not angry, and he was not, you see, he was taking care of the sheep of a father who did not like him. And still fought a lion and a bear to deliver the sheep. I always say this, if I was David, the moment the lion and the bear came, that was a good opportunity for me to go back home. Eat all the sheep. Let me go. If I had a phone, I would just take a video and take it to my dad.
Has my evidence.
This is my evidence. The lions came. Bear came and devoured the sheep. So there is no more sheep. And you know what? It's dangerous out there. I don't want to go anymore. That would have been a genuine, a legitimate excuse. But
That's
David fought lions, fought bears to deliver and protect the sheep of a father who despised him. So sometimes you could be serving under a man of God, a woman of God, and the man of God might not even like you. You could see, sometimes when you are serving, you realize you are not the favorite of this man of God. We've all been there. You know what I mean? You realize that you are doing your best, but the man of God doesn't like you. The pastor's wife, the way he doesn't feel you that much. And what can happen to you is you come and say the Holy Ghost wants you to go to another place. That is a good excuse. You say that, I'm not wanted here. So one of these philosophical saying, go where you are celebrated, not where you are tolerated. It is nowhere in the Bible like that.
Oh yeah,
But
I've never seen it in the Bible anywhere before.
go where you are celebrated, not where you are tolerated. But where I'm being tolerated is the place where my capacity is being built. My capacity will not be built in a place where I'm celebrated. That is where the enemy of greatness is the comfort zone. The comfort zone is where I'm celebrated.
Somebody write that down. The enemy of greatness is the comfort zone. You need to write that down.
So now we get all these philosophers who say these things to make you feel like, to feed your laziness, to feed your whatever. You get it? And you deny and deprive yourself from building the capacity that you need for your future.
Yes.
Are you here?
Yeah.
I remember when I was serving my spiritual father in Ghana, man, I was driving him everywhere and he didn't have mercy on me. I could drive him, from Accra to Cape Coast, those days when the roads were not good.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Those days when the roads were not good. It takes about 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours to get from Accra to Cape Coast. We had a revival in Cape Coast University. Then, so we had to leave Friday night. Friday, because there is start on Friday night. We left Friday, we went there. He preached, and whilst he's preaching, I have to be protocoling him, and and when he's done preaching and he's praying, I have to get the microphone and pray. And if he stopped praying, I have to keep praying because I have to keep the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if he's ministering to people, I have to keep praying. Meanwhile, I have driven for almost 4 hours. I did not sleep. I had to iron his stuff, make sure, everything is okay with him. Now, get his stuff. We go for the meeting. Whilst he's preaching, I have to be standing, giving him morale. You get what I mean? When he's done preaching, when he needs water, when he's done preaching, I have to get the microphone and also pray. And he's a prayer machine.
Yeah.
We prayed and we finished about 2 a.m. Now, when we got done at 2 a.m., the next morning, we have to come back to Accra, drive 3 more hours back to Accra because 6 a.m. we had prayer marathon in the Achimota forest. So guess what? Can I sleep? Because I'm the driver. So we finished at 2 a.m., midnight, Saturday, midnight. And he had the opportunity to sleep in the car whilst I'm driving. And the other sons that were in the car were sleeping. And I had to drive back to Accra, to Achimota Forest. And when we get there too, I have to lead opening prayer. I have to invite him when he's preaching and we pray. We have to pray like fire again. And prayer marathon is from 6 a.m. to 12 noon. After 12 noon, we have to drive him back to Cape Coast because Saturday night we are continuing the revival.